What's up, y'all? It's Henry from the PSI Defense Channel coming to you with a little video. If you can't tell, I'm feeling like crap right now. I have a upper respiratory infection, and I just survived Valentine's Day. So all I can say is God is good, and I'm still alive. So just wanted to make a quick video to let you guys know what's been going on with my Z.RAM distribution deal. Right now, I've got the Z.RAM V2 10 grams, and here's the pricing. I've got, these are the regular 8.5 gram Z.68 V2s, and I've got the 50 cal. These are the really sharp tipped ones. And I decided to go a slightly different direction with the grease. I'm going to see how it goes. The grease that Daniel from Z.RAM uses, it's machinist grease. It's very good for the purpose that it's used for. Some people have complained about the aroma that comes off of it. They says that grease stinks. So I am sending out a packet of automotive synthetic brake grease that I get from the parts store. You know, it's really heavy grease. It's got a blue color to it, and I chose this because, for one, it's designed to not melt off the back of your brake pads with heat. So that tells me it would stick to metal surfaces really well and not wear off very fast. And then it's blue. So what you want to do with this grease is when you rub it onto your Z-Rams, you don't want to see a lot of it. You know, that way you can see how much of the grease you're putting onto it. You don't want to see a whole bunch of blue caked on all over the place. Just enough to get a nice coating of lubrication on there. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and grab one and do it for you. All right, here we go, guys. Got this old greasy pack that I had from the last brake job I did. Here's a Z.RAM V2. And cut it with scissors. It's a really nice applicator because just a little bit comes out right there on the end. You see it's blue. It's really heavy. That's actually too much. So what I'm going to do, as you guys can see, I got the window open. It feels great here in Ohio today. So yeah, you just want enough. Let me block that light. You just want enough to where I don't know how well you can see that, but you see a little blue cast on it. You don't want a ton of grease in there. You don't want to overlube your guns or your ammo. I've serviced some launchers, and Sterling's run into this too. When people have sent us launchers and they come in and they've over oiled them, and you know, you can get your O-rings to fail by putting too much oil. Even Ultrasilk, you know, just slathering and going over and above. It's really not good for launchers because they can move around, slip around. You can blow an O-ring out of its seat if it's floating in oil. It can pick up deposits and clog the really little pinhole air chambers that you're running through your bodies and stuff. Don't overdo it, guys. Less is more. You just want to keep your O-rings, you know, lubricated so they don't dry out. They're made of, you know, urethane, and we have some good materials that people are making O-rings out of these days. You just want to keep them lubed. If you're using Ultrasilk lube, I really don't think, for less lethal use, you have to break your marker down more than once a month. I mean, honestly, for me, I go every couple months, you know, and sometimes don't even do that. I did that video a while back where my truck gun was in the van in negative 12-degree weather a couple years ago, and it sat out there. I think it probably was in that van before it got cold, so it was probably in there for 5 months, and I hadn't touched it. And then when I pulled it out of the van, it was negative 12 degrees, and it was Ultrasilked. You know, this is the best stuff. I got plenty of this. If you guys need it, holler at me. It was Ultrasilked and negative 12 degrees in the van, 5 months, untouched. pulled it out, shot like 2 mags flawlessly, not a single problem. I mean, all the air held. It didn't lose a single pound of pressure from the tank. It was really great. I was really impressed, and it made me feel confident in keeping an FSC or Royal Build in my truck for emergencies. You know, I just, from time to time, I'll look at the air gauge, make sure, you know, that I've got pressure in there. If I got pressure, I got 2 mags full of HP 68s, I'm good to go. You know, and John Wixon's printed FSC follower mod, I'll be doing a video on that soon too. Big shout out to John Wixon. Those were dope. I really appreciate that. So without further ado, I'm going to test 10 gram Z-Rams versus the regular Z-Rams. And the 10 gram will have that. But you guys, these are cheap. I highly recommend getting you a digital scale. I think if you go on Amazon and look for a gunpowder scale, you get a scale that has some very precise readings. I'll actually put the link to the one that I've got. I really like this thing. I've been using it for several years. I'll put a link to the one that I use down there. It's pretty dope. It's pretty accurate. It's got this little, I think that's a 20 gram weight. Yeah, 20 grams. And you can calibrate it with that 20 gram block there. But yeah, let me go ahead and measure some of these for this test. I'll be using my TCP V-Spec. Now I've got my SSD barrel back, my 6-inch SSD barrel, but I think what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the lapco barrel with the freak inserts, because I have a 687 freak insert and that really fits Z-Rams really well. And I shot Z-Rams out of it. I'm very comfortable with shooting Z-Rams out of that barrel. And as far as my SSD barrel, I don't want to risk it. This is my precious. Look at this, 6 inches of Fury. And he even put you know, you can ask him, but I don't think he'll do one of these for you guys. He's a good friend of mine. I do a lot of things for him. He actually did this as a favor for me. So he's probably gonna be upset that I showed it off. I don't care. I love that. So all I can say is no, right? Just be expecting, you know, he's been having trouble keeping up with barrel demand as it is. So getting a stainless steel chamfer, if you're able to get him to do that, good luck. All right, I think he only did mine because I've been waiting on that barrel for so long. He was supposed to fix it for me, but he's just been doing so many barrel orders. I mean, I'm actually pretty proud of him, man, because he finally gave us a barrel that, you know, Grimberg has an awesome barrel, shoots Jewel V2s wonderfully. He finally gave us a barrel, twist to lock, shoots shape projectiles, you know, the whole nine. So, and he's doing great with those. So, all right, here's the 10 gram. I can already feel that they're a little bit heavy. All right, here we go. 9.767, 9.785, 9.788, 9.769. Okay, I know you see a little deviation there, but that's well within a 5% plus or minus tolerance. It's probably even closer, probably even less than 5%, but nonetheless, we're not splitting hairs here at the PSI Defense channel. Here are my regular V2s, 8.39, 8.4, 8.4, and I'm going to use the one that I already greased. Let's go ahead and wait. I'm going to get grease on here, but 8.44, that's probably because of grease. It weighed a little bit different, but I'm going to grease them all. Less is more. Yeah, so one pack of this grease that I'm sending out is going to last you quite a while. Especially if you're just putting a fine coating like this. Yeah, just a little light coating. You don't want to slather it on. If you see too much blue, you've used too much grease. Less lethal, you got to learn to use a light touch. Be very delicate with a lot of things, particularly with screws and Allen heads and lubrication. Because you overdo it, you get yourself in trouble. And the name of the game is that this stuff works when you need it to. So if you've overlubed it, thinking that that's the way to go, no, that's the way to cause failures. And that's what we want to avoid. So I was looking for my freak barrel, and I could not find it. It's around here somewhere, but like I said, I'm not feeling 100%. So the amount of energy that I expend looking for it is all that I had. So I do have this boom treated stock FSC barrel. Now these don't have the best bore for less lethal. However, Z-rams work a little bit better in a slightly larger bore. I want to say 687, 689 bore. Yeah, it's kind of loose, but we're definitely going to be able to get a benchmark and see what the difference is. All right, so let me load up some magazines and make sure they have Z-ram followers. All right, got a magazine here, but it has a regular first strike follower. It's actually a 12 gram mag. I'm not sure if this is Sterling's or Grimberg's. Whoever has the black cap, you guys can let me know in the comments. Both of them shoot 12 gram mags pretty good. Alrighty. Alright, take out the follower. I will be showing you guys a video on how to install Wixon's modification. It's actually pretty innovative. So, alright. Mag mode, Z-ram mag mode. I've got to get a lot more of these since I'm selling his ammo. I'm going to have to stock these so I can get these to you guys. But you drop it in. You make sure you're using your red spring. Put that red spring in there. Okay. Now here's the thing with Z-rams and their mag mode. It's got that built-in angle. I'm going to load up the 8.5 grams first. You want to load them in like you're loading in bullets in a gun. You don't want to put the follower down in lock position because you want that pressure to be on them to assure you got that angle. So I'm only loading 4, but you load as many as it takes. I think it's 6. But you load them in like that. That way they all hold that angle right there. See that? That's what you want. You want that extra spring tension to shove it into the breech properly. And let me get some CO2, which, you know, empty box. We'll get some CO2 and I'll see you guys outside. Alright guys, I got my 8.5 gram Z-ram V2s, 12 gram CO2. Remember, these numbers are going to be based off of the fact that I've got my stock FSC barrel way down in there, so the numbers aren't going to be super great. Get my eye protection. Alright. 310. I'm going to tell you, that industry trigger is wonderful. 284. 258. And 238. Alright, there we go. Let me load up with the 10 grams. Alright guys, got my fresh CO2. Got my Z-ram V2 10 grams. And I'll tell you about the twist to pierce. Of course, we're all waiting anxiously for our slap to pierce, our quick pierce options that are coming across the horizon. But I'm telling you guys, if you do this enough, if you practice this enough, muscle memory, you'll have this thing pierced within seconds of you grabbing it, and it's ready to go without even thinking. I've told this story before. I had to do it once in an emergency situation. Really was second nature. I had to think more of where was my FSC and picking it up more so than piercing it, because as I picked it up, pierced it, before I could even take the safety off, it was pierced and ready to go. So if you practice, if you get your muscle memory together, then you're in good shape. All right, Z-Ram, 10 grams. 288. It kicks a lot. 262. All right, can't wait to do the math on that. 234. 218. All right. Let me go ahead and make a graph so I can come to you guys with some conclusions. Sorry guys, I'm really not up to putting up a graph, doing fancy ballistic data. Just feel terrible, but as you guys can see, the 10 gram rounds did get a few more joules more than the 8.5 gram ones. I'm very positive that if I had that Lapco Freak barrel with a 687 insert, the results would have been a lot better as far as 10 gram getting more power than the 8.5 gram with a shorter barrel. You're not going to see those results. You're not going to see a big gain with longer barrels like 10 to 14 inch barrels, but with shorter barrels, the ballistics does prove out that if you use a heavier round, you can get more joules, more energy at the target, and kind of showed in this test here. You are carrying a lot more weight, so we'll do quite a bit more force on impact. I would say the difference between the 8.5 gram and the 10 gram is the difference between a 9mm and 45 caliber ACP. So whatever your preference is, the 10 gram is very great for FSC carry pistols, for any pistol platform, short barrel carbines, anything of that nature. I am working on my web store, where I'll have a variety of products that you can purchase, as well as my custom launchers. But for now, as always, you guys can reach me at psi.defense.channel@gmail.com. I've been getting a lot of comments of people asking how to get a hold of me, and I literally just say this in every single video. So if I'm not answering your comments in the comment section, don't take it personally. Just watch the videos to the end. Speaking of watching videos, if you guys watch the videos, if you value the content, hit me with a like. It really helps me out, costs you guys nothing, and it really helps boost the channel. So I just ask you for a like. If you want to see all the latest videos that I come out with, hit the subscribe button. And that's it for today, guys. Make sure you guys show some love today. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Hope you all stay healthy. Peace out.